How's it going, everyone? Sean here from Raw Technique Studios, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about these new Dynaudio LYD 7s. And I've got to say, I've been using them for the last week and a half, and they sound amazing. I've bought a controller here, the big knob from Mackie, so I can switch A and B from the Dynaudio to the old monitors, which I'm used to. And even though I'm used to the KRKs, how they sound and everything, switching over to these Dynaudios, the clarity is just so much better. Like, you could really hear the panning information. So the KRKs, they sound good, but they're a little washy compared to these. Like the Dynaudios are just like dead center on like the vocals exactly where they are. They sound right there and clear. The like if I have hi-hats panned off to the sides, you could really hear them out on the sides exactly where they should be. So everything sounds good as far as the stereo spectrum. As far as like reverbs and stuff like that, you just hear exactly what it is. It doesn't sound washed out. Like the KRKs, you put a little bit of reverb, it sounds a little bit more washed out than it does on these. So these ones sound a little bit more clear. The only, I guess, downside would be the low end, like 808s and stuff. You can't quite hear because the speaker is only so big, so you wouldn't expect to hear it on these. So I would say reference if you're going to be using these, which I do recommend being they're really good mixing monitors. Also have a set of headphones or larger speakers or a sub so that you could hear those 808s. So I've been mixing on the Dynaudio LYD 7s and then referencing on my headphones for the low end, and then also I'll check it on the KRKs just to make sure. But so far my mixes have been coming out good. People have been liking the mixes that have been coming out that I've been mixing off of these. So I personally like them, and if you're in the budget of about $700 a speaker, then these are going to be some of the top choices. Also, they're designed, engineered, manufactured, and shipped from Denmark. So everything is right there in Denmark. It's created there and then shipped out from there as well. And that just shows quality-wise, not only on the looks, but the sound quality as well. I'm going to give you guys a close-up of it as well. I'm going to get the studio monitor, bring it right here, put the camera set up, so we could just look at what it looks like and talk about what's on that rear panel. So here's the front of the speaker. I really like this little design here because I always get worried about pushing in my tweeter on my other speakers. So I really like this being in here. And then it's a just super clean, nice looking speaker right here. It's very clean on the sides, everything like that. Just very well made. So I'm going to spin it around so we can see the back. Alright, so we have your analog audio. This is where you plug in an XLR to plug into your interface so you can get sound from your interface into the monitors. And if your setup's like mine, back of my Apollo, I could only put in a TRS cable, so I have to have a XLR cable to a TRS cable to be able to plug it in. Sensitivity, minus 6 dB is what I have it set at. There's also 0 dB and plus 6 dB depending on your setup, but I have both my monitors set up at minus 6 dB here. They have an always on selection here or an auto standby mode, and this one's really cool because if you're not using your monitors for a bit, they will actually turn off or go into standby, and then when you want to play audio through them again, they will wake back up. It just takes a couple seconds and then they'll wake back up. So I use that to save some power. They have a RCA input here if you want to use it, but I don't use that one. And then you have also a position. So if you're right up against a wall, you could select that and it'll help with the sound. Or if you're more free from the wall, you could select that. So I'm off the wall a little bit, so I'm doing the free. Sound balance, there's a bright, neutral, and a dark. So I'm just doing neutral, but you could mess with that. And then also right here, bass extension. There's plus 10 hertz, 0, and minus 10 hertz. Just depends on your setup, and you can mess with it if you'd like. I just do it in the 0. And then just your on and off power switch, and then to put the plug in it, and that's it. Alright, so that's the Dynaudio LYD 7s. I personally recommend them. I think they sound great, and that's what I'll be using for my mixing here at Raw Technique Studios.